I thought it'd be fun if I did a video where I rank some of the most unhinged moments in bllk, since this manga can get a bit wild at times, so it's both a way to rank them while also discussing them. We have a total of 14 moments, since these are just the ones that I could think of off the top of my head, and I didn't want to do too many, but I'm pretty sure I got a lot of the most unhinged moments, so let's explain the tier system. First, we have max unhinged moments, which is the highest tier, and I'll put a moment in this tier if a moment actually makes me forget that I'm reading a manga about teenagers playing football. After that, it's the why, just why tier. It's the moments that make me question, why was this put here and what was the reason? Okay, that's funny. This means moments that are unhinged but they make me laugh, so they're like middle of the road. Of course, that's not bad, is pretty self-explanatory. And finally, jump scare. Unlike, okay, that's funny, these moments didn't make me laugh, but they were a jump scare. So they go to the bottom of the list, but not for a good reason. They are still very unhinged. So first we got the Flow Rin scene from the U20 match. Now I know this is supposed to be like a really cool scene. We finally see Rin just letting go and just going crazy, and he's playing at an amazingly high level. Like, I get all that, but I do not like this image. Every time I see that panel with Rin and his tongue out, it gives me the spooks. So for that reason, it goes into jump scare. Next, we have Izaki threatening someone live on international TV. And I know what you're thinking, unhinged, that's just a Tuesday afternoon at bllk. But this particular image is just very unhinged, since if you show this image to someone that didn't know what bllk was and was like, hey, what do you think this manga is about? Football probably wouldn't be the first thing that came to mind. Also, I find it pretty funny that he threatens, I'm pretty sure it's Kaiser in this scene, since he just seems to hate that guy a lot, like even more than everyone else. But I just find it like funny that it's all over international TV, and a part of me just wonders, like, what does Izaki's parents think, I wonder, or that kid that was like a super fan of his after U20. I wonder, are they just like, ha ha ha, that's just Izaki being his typical usual self? But anyways, despite me finding this little fact funny, I'm not gonna put it in okay, that's funny. I'm actually gonna put it into max unhinged, because it's pretty nutty when you think about it. So next we have basically this moment is just everything that Shidou says. Like, of course, specifically like everything that he says during the U20 match, but just in general, the things that comes out of Shidou's mouth. And I'm gonna put this in max unhinged. I don't think I need to explain this one. So next we got Bachata throwing hands with Monk on day one, or more specifically throwing feet with Monk day one at the bllk facility. Looking back now, it's pretty hard to imagine Bachata, like sweet, nice Bachata, just kicking someone in the face. But one thing about Bachata is that if he needs to throw hands, he will, and he's always ready for a fight, so don't mess with him. But looking back now, this is just not the energy that bllk was going to have. Like, people were not just going to randomly start fighting each other, unless it's Shidou. But he's like the embodiment of unhinged. But looking back now, I just find this scene pretty funny from this scene to where we are now in the manga. So I'm going to put this into, okay, that's funny. Sorry, Monk, you know, this is you getting kicked in the face that I'm finding funny. But you're still here, so it's fine. Next, we have Ness's jealous meltdown, and talking about a character that is the embodiment of unhinged, I feel like along with Shidou, Ness is also that character. So basically, just in case if you black this out from your memory, this moment comes from chapter 207 when Kaiser is talking about Izaki and basically saying how Izaki has become big enough of a threat for him to finally want to crush him, and how doing this is gonna make him like well known around the world. So just typical Kaiser blabber, you know. But it's Ness's response to this that is like, okay, so let's play a little game. What do you think Ness's response to this? Does he A, agree with Kaiser and they laugh like 20th century cartoon villains? Does he B, just stay silent and the chapter ends? Does he C, start glazing Kaiser about how amazing he is? Or does he D, go outside the room and start having a full-on meltdown, upset that Kaiser is giving more attention to another person that isn't him? Well, if you guessed D, you're correct. And I remember when this chapter came out, people were just so confused by the ending scene with Ness. Like, we all knew Ness was down bad. Like, this is just a fact. But this was like a new level even for like him. So while it's a good contender for why, just why, I'm gonna put it into, you know, Max Unhinged. So next we have Chris Prince calling a teenager pathetic, and I know you might not initially think that this is an unhinged moment, but like it's just kind of unhinged when you think about it. Like, the author might have had some beef with Yukimiya during the Manshine match because he really made Yukimiya go through it the entire match. Like, imagine you're a teenager just playing football, you're about to score, and then the second best player in the world just misses your shot, and then to add salt to the wound, he calls you pathetic. Like, I would be crushed. And for that reason, I'm gonna put it in why, just why, because why did Yukimiya have to be done dirty like that? I mean, I'll admit, it's a pretty cool scene, but like, poor Yukimiya. He really went through it during the Manshine match. So the next moment that we have is just Ness just glazing too hard. I have nightmares about this scene. I thought the worst of it came during chapter 207, but no, the author was like, no, run that back and make it worse. And then we got this scene of Ness just doing too much. Like, look at his face. He's just way too excited about a goal that he didn't score, or he didn't even help to score, and then Kaiser embarrassing him after this moment just makes it even worse. So you know what, I'm gonna just put in jump scare, because every time I see his face I'm just like, this is too much. Like, why the author gotta do Ness like this? Like, I think so. The next moment that we're gonna talk about is Iko shocking Shidou. Like, what was this, and is it legal? Probably not. Like, I know that they probably had to sign some waivers before they went into Blue Lock, so was being able to shock them if they misbehave a part of the waiver? Like, I understand, Shidou is wild, we know this, but having to lock him up and shock him like he's some animal? Like, that's crazy. That is so messed up. And this is when I was like, okay, what am I reading? What's going on? So for this reason, it goes into Max Unhinged. Next, we got Adam Blake and Luna's comments from the World 5 match. I just lumped them in together because they're both quite unhinged. Like, what was this? Did Adam and Luna seriously think, oh yes, this is what you say to teenagers? Like, if Luna was the one to crush Sai's dreams and this is what he said to him, then yeah, no wonder he came back super emo. I'd be emo too. And I'd be super traumatized, you know? Like Rin said, your little Japanese sightseeing trip is gonna turn traumatic, and Adam and Luna said reverse Uno. So for that reason, this goes into why, just why. Because like, why would you make these comments to teenagers? It's just a very unhinged. Next, we're gonna have Kaiser grabbing Izaki's hair. This happens after Izaki passes out after the Manshine match, and personally, if I was Izaki, I want to take that level of disrespect. Having someone grab my hair like that, like, wasn't necessary. I'm gonna go with no. And I don't think they needed to have Izaki out here being disrespected like that after he was like the MVP from the Manshine match. Like, this is just unacceptable. So for that reason, it goes into why, just why. So the next moment that we have is Ego's everything. Ego can be very wild and unhinged, and now that I think about it, Ego just might be the embodiment of unhinged. I don't know anymore, so comment down below, who do you think is the most unhinged character? But look at this man. He is unhinged for sure. But Blue Lock wouldn't be the same without him. But he still sometimes like is scary. So I'm probably gonna put him into jump scare. Like you can't tell me you wouldn't jump if you saw Ego, you know, doing this in an alley. You know, you couldn't tell me you wouldn't flee in the other direction. Next we have Gagamaru, the bear moment, you know, when they have a little break after the U20 match when Gagamaru is just chilling in a forest in the bear suit. So this is still one of my favorite moments from Blue Lock. It's very unhinged for sure because it's just super random seeing Gagamaru just chilling in the forest in his bear suit. But it's Gagamaru and he could do what he wants. So because he's that guy. So for that reason, this moment goes into not that bad. Because, you know, I don't think it's that bad. It's nice. It's just Gagamaru being Gagamaru, doing what he likes. So the final moment that we have is, okay, so you guys remember that random scene from chapter 213 when Izaki, Bachata, and kunigami and chigiri all meet up and then Bachata explains what ego juice was and how it comes gushing out of his pores and then they had a random 2v2 that we never came back to? Yeah, I wouldn't blame you for forgetting that because it was very random and very unhinged, but I still find it funny looking back at it. So for that reason, it goes into, okay, that's funny. Anyways, that's the end of this video. This was just a silly and fun video for me to do, so don't take it too seriously. But if you wanted to do a version of the tier list down below in the comments, then let me know what you think are the most unhinged moments from Blue Lock. I would love to read it. And did you think I forgot any moments? Anyways, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!